Once upon a time, there was a king who ruled over his kingdom. He was very gentle and famous for his kindness and generosity. One day, while holding court and attending to state matters, the king was reviewing some important papers when a servant hurried into the court.
Your Majesty,
The servant said, bowing low.
a man wants to see you.
The servant hesitated for a moment.
Although I told him court time had ended, he insisted on meeting you.
The king asked,
What does he want?
He says it's urgent.
The servant replied.
Very well.
The king said,
Let him in. I shall hear him. What do you want?
The king asked when the man was led into the chamber.
Your Majesty, I wish to live under your kindness and serve you.
The man replied.
That's fine. In what capacity do you want to serve me?
The king inquired.
In your personal security. Your Majesty.
The man responded.
All right. You may have it. Please state your name and the salary you expect from us.
The king asked.
O King, my name is Adam. I have a wife, a son, and a daughter. And I request a salary of 100 gold coins every day.
The king was surprised, and the courtiers were stunned. He thought that someone who asked for such an outrageous salary must possess extraordinary qualities. The king decided to hire the man as an experiment. Adam took guard every night and watched over the king, sitting outside his bedchamber. Every day, Adam would give away half of his wages to holy men and priests. Half of what remained he spent on the needy and poor, and the rest he kept for his family. One afternoon, the king and Adam were riding through the forest, enjoying the fresh air. Suddenly, they heard a loud snap of branches nearby.
What was that?
The king asked, looking around. Before Adam could answer, a big bear jumped out from the bushes, growling loudly.
Your Majesty! Stay back!
Adam shouted, quickly moving his horse in front of the king. The bear stood up, ready to attack. Adam knew he had to act fast. He grabbed a stick from the ground and waved it to distract the bear.
Hey! Over here!
He yelled. The bear looked at Adam, and Adam used this chance to move his horse away from the king. With all his strength, he threw the stick, hitting the bear on its side. The bear, surprised, stumbled back and then ran off into the woods. The king, breathing hard, looked at Adam with wide eyes.
You saved my life.
Adam nodded, still trying to catch his breath.
I will always protect you, Your Majesty. That is my job.
News of Adam's brave act quickly spread through the palace. The courtiers became jealous, whispering among themselves. One day, during court, a bold courtier stepped forward.
Your Majesty.
He began, bowing low.
We are all thankful that Adam saved your life. But we have doubts about him.
The king frowned.
Doubts? What do you mean?
The courtier exchanged glances with the others before speaking again.
We don't know where he came from. He appeared suddenly and asked for high wages. What if he is a spy from an enemy kingdom?
The king thought for a moment but shook his head.
Adam saved my life. He risked his life for mine.
The courtier tried again.
But, Your Majesty, we must be careful. He could betray us.
The king looked at his courtiers and said firmly,
Until Adam gives me reason to doubt him, I trust him. I believe he is loyal to this kingdom.
The courtiers stayed quiet, but they were still jealous. One day, the royal priest came to the king. He bowed low and said,
Your Majesty, I am old now. My body is weak.
Sir, I thought you were too old and weak to work. Why did you leave your job?
The king looked at him with kindness.
You have served us well for many years.
The king said,
If it is your wish, I give you permission to leave.
The priest smiled.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
He bowed again and slowly walked out of the palace. A few weeks later, Adam was walking through the market. When he saw the royal priest, he was surprised that the priest looked healthy and full of energy.
Sir,
Adam said, hurrying over.
I thought you were too old and weak to work. Why did you leave your job?
The priest didn't respond. He repeated his question. And the priest looked deeply at him and said,
I had to leave the palace because an evil power has shadowed it. I am very sad, for as a result of this evil power, misfortune will befall the king, and he will die within a month.
Adam was shocked.
Oh. Is there a way to ward off this misfortune?
Adam asked.
There is, but it is very difficult.
The priest replied.
Just tell me. I will do anything for my master.
Adam insisted.
You are his servant and may be able to help. If you sacrifice your son, the king's misfortune can be warded off.
Adam went straight home and revealed the situation to his wife. His son and daughter had also woken up and listened to what their father said. Adam asked his son,
Can you give your life for the king?
Anything you say, father. He is like a father to me as well.
The son replied.
Then let's go.
Adam said. The entire family went to an empty ground. Adam said,
I sacrifice my son for the long life of my master, the king.
Just as Adam took out his sword to sacrifice his son, a voice called out from the bushes. It was the king, stepping out from behind the trees.
Stop! Adam!
The king shouted.
There is no need to sacrifice your son.
Adam looked up, confused.
Your Majesty. But the priest said.
The king raised a hand to stop him.
You have shown your loyalty to me and this kingdom. You are not a spy from an enemy kingdom. That is enough.
Adam lowered his sword. Relief was washing over him.
Thank you, Your Majesty. I would do anything for you.
Moral: true loyalty and courage are always rewarded.